Hello and welcome to Respect the Crait. I'm your host and game master, Ian Duncan, and it's hot. We're feeling the heat. We're feeling that Socorro heat, and to feel that heat with me, the droid from the void, Jamie Lee-Bonés.
Hello, I am Jamie Bones, and I play Elo, the modified medical droid.
And also, the renegade Doug, Alex Herrera.
Hey, I'm Alex. I play Beegax Botano, the Doug Slicer.
You love to see the team come together, even in this oppressive outer rim heat. You just love to see it.
In real life, too. It's real life.
Yeah.
Yes, and for everyone at home, everyone should know it's like 90 degrees in LA right now. We all have our ACs and fans off because we are professional podcasters, and we are suffering for you because we love you. And never forget that. May the heat be with you. Let's find out what happens and jump right in. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Episode 20, Factions. Beegax, Elo, and their crew for hire verse flee from the Imperial raid on Flibs, a popular drinking hole for the unpopular denizens of Vacaea. Against Beegax's own advice, the Fringers have taken a job for Zalto the Hutt, who has hired them to make an exchange on the Imperial outpost of Scarif. Now the Fringers are caught in the middle of a dangerous power struggle between the corpulent criminal and the machiavellian malefactors of Socorro. The Fringers are on the verge of making some powerful friends or deadlier enemies. Decisions must be made. On which side will their loyalties lie? Who is worth more to betray? And will they be able to come away unscathed, or be buried among the shallow graves of those that stood against these crime lords of the Outer Rim?
Let's start out by doing another Destiny roll.
No wills of the Force on this one.
No wills of the Force on
All
this.
us. Purely us.
I could do a real fast poll, but it would be one. It would be the two of you.
I vote light.
Okay,
Alrighty.
cool.
One dark side point from me.
One light side.
Yes.
One dark side point from over here as well. Our camera pans down from the evening sky and onto the horizon of Socorro as that huge sun dips down below, leaving a scarlet hue across the edge, burning its way up into the blackness of the Socorran skyline, and giving off a cool feeling, one that we are not privy to here on planet Earth Prime, but it is the evening just as you have run away from this Empire crackdown on this bar. And it is the three of you, a very, very drunk Verse, who is sort of nestled up and resting against Elo. And you are sort of like out on this outcropping of the city, looking out onto the Badlands, and looking out just at the edge there, you can see this like sort of rock formation of about 4 rocks that are there, like big tall rocks that you'd seen them when you'd first come into Socorro. You can kind of see them every time you exit the city. They just sort of look like standing figures out there, and they are prominent now because they are silhouetted against the evening horizon. What is Beegax and Elo doing?
I think we'd be on our way, kind of moving back to the ship, because we know Creed's taking care of Obrim. Beegax would just kind of look at Verse as she's drunkenly resting against Elo as we're kind of walking through the streets. It's not very inconspicuous, but I mean, drunks aren't really a threat to the Empire.
Oh, I'm a threat to the Empire. I'm a threat to the Empire, drunk or sober, baby.
You're
you
not.
gotta believe.
No, you're not. Not right now.
Okay.
Wish I had sedatives.
Yeah, just like he pats her on the back. No, right now, kid, not right now.
How much do you get off that guy?
He'll look around. You got at least 600 credits off the guy, so good job there.
I can do that again. I know another place we can go.
Beegax looks at Elo. Let's talk about it later. Right now, you look like you could use some sleep.
We need to make sure we're refreshed for tomorrow.
Yeah. Very important stuff.
I could use something fried. I'll tell you that much for free.
Are there any food vendors as we're walking through here?
Yeah, sure. There's like there's an Athorian, a kind of like a hammerheady looking slug being that's got a little cart, and it's basically like deep fried lizard on a stick. Yeah. And it doesn't look great, but it smells good.
So I'll buy. So Beegax will buy some of that. Puts a few credits and gets like a handful of the lizards. That I assume they're sticks. They're lizards already cooked on this drying rack kind of thing. So he'll grab like 6 of them. Put a bunch of credits on the table, like 10 or whatever. Keep the change. And he'll look around to see if he can find the noodle chain run by droids, if there's another one.
Oh, yeah, your favorite noodle chain.
See if there's another one here.
Alex, I need you to take the Destiny die and give me a roll of the Destiny die.
Come on, noodle shop.
Light side, there's a noodle shop. Dark side, there's not.
There's no noodle shop. There's one dark side.
Oh, man.
Not on Socorro.
You don't know if that noodle shop is here on Socorro. It might be, but man, you are craving those noodles right now. They're so good.
As he just takes a bite of his lizard, lizard's fine. I'll give one to Verse, and then I'll have one for Ella, and I'm like, you still want it? I mean, I'm still kind of getting used to this.
Ella will take it, yeah, and we'll just hold it while they walk through the square until they get back to the ship.
You arrive at the ship, and there are these crates that are piled up in there. One of them's been sort of like open. You can see the contents of it's all this contraband that you are delivering to the military base on Scarif.
I should probably close that, and then I'll go over to the lid, close it, and I'll stop. Beegax will stop for a second. He'll think, if there was one Barney inside this crate, are there other Barneys in the other crates? He's like asking Elo this.
I suppose that could be a possibility. Should we check?
I don't know. I feel like they expect these things to get shipped. It's okay if one's missing, but if 4 or 5 of them are missing, it's a big deal. And then he stops. Yeah, wait a minute. If the Hutt doesn't give him everything, what did the Empire think of the Hutt at that point?
That he was unreliable.
Exactly. Maybe we do open the other ones. And he'll look at the other crates.
Criff the Hutt, Criff the Empire, Criff them all.
Yeah, we should probably put her in one of the quarters.
Verse is opening up crates, and she pulls out one of the. She pulls out one of the bottles of booze, and she's just like, dunk. She's just
Beegax will look at that. Okay, and he'll gingerly take the bottle away from Verse. Let's keep that in the kitchen for now.
That's fine.
Elo, can you please escort our passenger to her quarters?
Ella will walk over to Verse and sort of hold their arms out come here, honey, come here. And will sort of walk Verse up to whatever living quarters and maybe give them whatever equivalent of ibuprofen and put a glass of water right next to the bed for her for the morning.
Yeah. She's out.
Beegax looks at the crate that she opened. Is there a Barney in there?
There's no Barney.
All right.
At least they don't have an army of Barneys.
We could use some of them. Okay, Barney 1. Barney Prime stays as our friend. The other Barneys are shields. Use them as sacrificial shields. So Beegax looks at the contents, and then he'll try and do inventory, I guess, of what's inside there.
Well, it looks like contraband. I mean, yeah, it's alcohol, it's fresh fruit, it's dice and cigaras, tobacco, drugs. There are definitely drugs in here. Pornography. There's all kinds of holo vids.
Good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
So he'll just kind of make a list on a data pad, just checking, boop, 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 looking, crossing it off, and he'll close the lid off the one that Verse opened. He's closes it. Goes to the crew court, the cabin lounge or whatever it is, the rec area. Wait for Elo there, and then once they come, once they arrive, he'll kind of talk to them. let's workshop this. Let's plan this out a little better. I feel like we tend not to do this very often.
Do what? Legitimate jobs?
Planning, but yeah, both are applicable here.
All right then.
So let's say we take some of the stuff from those crates. I don't know, keep it for ourselves, distribute them amongst people, whatever. Get rid of it somehow. We go to the Empire on Scarif. It's an exchange. Hopefully just close Crait. Maybe they look at one of them. They give us whatever we need and we leave. Makes the Hutt look like, I don't want to say incompetent, but unreliable. Empire's already got him on their bad side. That works out for us. How do we get them to get this triumvirate on their bad side also?
Would we not be making an enemy of the Hutt?
Yeah, I thought about that too. Which is the opposite of the advice I said, which happened again, didn't it?
That is correct.
Yeah. And he nods alright. So that path obviously leads to making new enemies. Let's say we do the job for the Hutt. What happens then?
I did think it was a good idea that while we're on base, maybe trying to find out what sort of connection they have to each other. We may be able to use that to our benefit.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't like getting into an information war with the Hutt. This triumvirate also is really upsetting me because there's, 3 of them? 4 of them? They run this entire place. Obviously the Empire has a problem with them.
3. There's 3.
Yeah. That's
Triumvirate.
Triumvirate. Oh, I get it. I thought it was just triumvirate because we are triumphant. Okay, 3.
I really like that. There's 3 or 4 of them. The triumvirate. I don't know, 3 or 4.
3 or 4 of them, yeah.
I mean, if you count P4, he would be the 4th.
Ugh, God, P4. I'm so sorry for you, P4.
Yeah.
You gotta put up with that nasty man.
I think we got the information that we need about everything Elo's looking for about the Bothan. So really, we can cut ties with Placebo and cut ties with the Hutt. So why don't we finish the job, kill the Hutt, and then kill the Triumvirate?
So easy. We're not exactly the world's best gunslingers.
That's true. But if we get one more on the team, and we've got Verse once they sober up.
It's risky. I mean, it seems like it's the only path currently presentable, besides doing the jobs continuously and just continuously getting deeper in their pocket. Which is unideal because we need to get to the walled city, which Sojala say we need to get in there because that's where Snowball is.
Yeah.
I think we do have to kill the Hutt then. There's no other way.
Because when we come back to work with the Hutt is just going to have more work for us. Unless we can get the Hutt to pay us to kill the Triumvirate, and we can kill the Triumvirate first and then kill the Hutt.
We still have to get into the walled city, and they're headquartered in the walled city.
One of them certainly is headquartered in the walled city. Jado Genzel, who has P4.
Gross. I hate that guy.
What a sleemo.
Whoa, what a sleemo.
I suppose it really comes down to who we can trust more, the Triumvirate or the Hutt.
Yeah, they both seem very bad in terms of trust. Although, the Hutt's part of a bigger organization. There are Hutts all over the galaxy. The Triumvirate are stationed here. Tap his foot on the ship. And we're leaving here. So, any dust we kick up with them, the minute we take off from the rock, it's behind us. Unless they decide to pay people to chase us. In which case, you know how we deal with that. And he'll look to the empty locker closet that's nearby.
Ella will look over at the closet too. I think we should kill the Triumvirate. The more I'm thinking about it, I'm do we go in with the Hutt though? Because that's a really good point.
I think we give him the information as payment for him. Basically, look, we like doing the jobs for you, but we have other stuff we gotta do. In exchange for, getting off retainer from you, let's give you information about this group that's basically against you.
Yeah, we hope that doing this job has earned your trust. Just so you know, this group paid us to kill you. So, can you pay us to go kill them instead?
Oh, you want to kill them?
I mean, they're bad.
Yeah, they are bad.
They're really bad.
We're not exactly saints either.
That's true. This might be like the Jamie adventure wanting person peeking through. Not necessarily Ello. I don't know if Ello would actually want to go after these guys, but
So it seems like the best path is through the hut. Okay, so we don't steal more from the cargo from the shipment. We lock it up. Beegax locks up the shipment.
Yeah, I guess we use the information that they're trying to get rid of the hut as leverage to get away from the hut. Let them sort each other out.
But then we have to worry about the Triumvirate having that blackmail on us to send those assassins after us.
They're gonna have to find us first. Woo! Long gone.
Because nothing would follow us in this world, of course.
Yeah. Well, one guy did, and he followed us for a while. It took a swoop to kill him. We had to run him over to kill him.
Damn, this is like literally a double-edged sword. We're doomed.
It's Fallout New Vegas.
Either way.
Gotta pick one of the teams now.
So what's the lesser threat?
I mean, honestly, knowing the Star Wars lore and universe and imagining Ian following similar guidelines, maybe something a little loose. The Hutts are way more dangerous because they're the entire reason for one of the major plot threads from all three of the original Star Wars films.
More dangerous than the group of assassins the Triumvirate was sent after us? The Black Sun.
Black Sun.
Yeah.
I just feel more comfortable not double-crossing a Hutt and more comfortable double-crossing these local gangsters.
Okay, so then let's do this. Let's do the job.
I mean, honestly, I feel like we tell the Hutt, like, yo, these guys are going to kill you. He's going to be like, oh, really? Thank you. And then they start fighting each other, gang war. But then Socorro becomes a bloodbath. Like, it becomes Peaky Blinders, just is what we're just unleashing upon Socorro.
That's what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave destruction in our wake. It's like, sorry, we have stuff we gotta do. Bye. The good thing we're taking that old man out of there and leaving Verse and Creed. Bye, Verse and Creed. Our discussion would be laid out in Beegax and Ello conversing about it. And Beegax would kind of listen. Like, this sounds like Ello would give the benefits and cons of this, so he'd listen.
Then let's do this job. Let's go to Scarif.
All right, let's go.
We see that it is now morning on the space pad of the towers here that the way sits on, and it just launches up and goes up into Atmo. We see who's driving.
Beegax is piloting for sure.
Okay, Beegax is in the pilot seat. Where is LO in this?
Depending on what time we're checking in, maybe Ello is with Verse, making sure Verse is feeling okay.
I think Verse is up. She's kind of holding her head a little bit, but she's up and she's in one of the chairs in the cockpit.
Then that's probably where Ello is with Blarney, just sort of like around. When we're in the ship, he's a free droid, okay?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Spinning around, like, I think it may be harassing Verse a little bit, like not in a mean way, but it's like trying to like take temperatures and stuff like that. She's like, get away! Can you do something about this? The way flies up out of the Socorran planet space and into like the asteroid belt that sort of protects this area. And then Verse, like, she's like holding her head and she's like, oh my god, what is that? What is that?
Beegax is like,
Oh, Criff, what?
and he'll look on the radar or whatever.
Yeah, you can see on your sensors, like, boop, 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 something coming in, proximity alert. It is a large ship, one that you've seen before, covered with angry spikes and bits of discarded ship poking out of it. It looks like several ships collided and were hastily welded together. Featured prominently is a grotesque regalia of a skull with crooked asymmetrical horns sneering menacingly from the side of the ship. And then splitting off of it like a remora from a shark and swimming up by it is a smaller ship, its guns pointed at you, and you get a hail on your comms.
Well, it was too good to be true.
He'll turn it on.
Hello, this is the wreck number.
We remember you. Hi, good to see you again, friend.
I'm sorry, do we know each other?
Yeah, I blew up one of your ships a few days ago.
That was you?
Yep,
You blow up my ship?
yep.
That was a choice move, man. Very choice. That killed one of my men and destroyed my very new ship. I'm very upset about that, as you can imagine.
Yeah, and guess what? We're gonna do it again.
And he's gonna turn off the hail. And he's gonna look to Verse and Elo and say,
Get in the guns.
I need the two of you to roll initiative.
oh boy.
This like tiny little sleek ship with it looks shiny and new. Oh, actually, it doesn't look shiny and new. You blasted the hell out of this ship.
Yeah, we almost blew it up last time.
It almost blew up. Yeah, so it is taking on the appearance of its sort of mothership, where it's been like there's weld marks on it and like bits of metal just like strapped across it to try and repair it, and it is going to fly in to close range with your ship and try and take a blast on you.
Come on, baby, hold together.
Can I just say, though, how funny it would be if these pirates took all of Zalto's shit and then all of that stuff we just spent forever planning. It just can't happen.
Well, they are pirates. Taking shit is kind of what they're about.
I was just thinking about that, though. I was like, what do we have on the ship that they would even... Oh.
So that is 1 success, 1 advantage. So that is going to be 6 damage coming at you.
Okay, we have 4 soaked in. So we take 2 then.
2 hull damage right now.
That's fine. That's okay.
And then it is Verse's turn. How do you want her to proceed?
Shoot the guns?
Yeah, she's at one of the gunnery stations.
Yeah, she's on one of the guns.
She gets in the bottom one, slides in. No success, but nothing else. So she gets in, she straps in. Oh, Carabast! I need a drink! And like fires these guns. It just misses as this ship buzzes your ship and is not able to hit. Now it is a PC slot.
Ella, you can go and try to blow this one out of the sky.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Ella's gonna get up there. They're gonna strap in. They're gonna put on their comms, whatever thing they need. I don't know. And they are going to blast these, and it would be heavy ranged.
The skill you're looking for is gunnery.
Gunnery. Oh, that's better. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about this. We all put stuff in
the things we use. Yes.
Yeah.
3 successes, 2 threats. QQ.
Elo's cannons fire, and maybe it's just the droid accuracy. Maybe it's because you've fired these guns before and you've fought these before. You are able to hit, and you see like sparks and fire trailing off of it as it buzzes by. Now, you've got these threats, right? You had like 2. What do you think those are?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that maybe it brings attention to that specific area of the ship for them to shoot on.
I like that. Yeah, okay, cool. They're like, these are the guns that are hurting me.
Right. Like, blast these ones off.
Now it is NPC slot from this big mothership with all of its like spiky points coming at you. It's a little further out. Like, again, this is a formation that you have seen before. This ship sort of like stays back because it's a bit bigger and slow moving, while the little ship comes in to try and like shoot you and take stuff down. You can see something firing out from the front of it, and it like spirals out towards you, hitting your ship in the side and creating a concussive blast that knocks all of you in the ship sort of like rattling around. That is 10 damage, and 4 of it goes through soak.
That's a 6 total then.
And now it is a PC slot. Beegax, you're the only one left. What are you doing?
I want to jump. I want to get us out of here. What do I need to do for that?
give me an astrogation check to calculate the jump. You are 1, in difficult terrain, and 2, in like a harrowing situation. So we're gonna call that a hard check with a black die.
I would like to use our light side point and go 1 yellow.
Excellent. I was just gonna say I was also going to flip a dark side point.
And turn one of the purples into a red, right? Okay. Oh boy, it's about even.
These are the rolls I love the most.
1 threat, and that's it. Everything else is a wash.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty good, considering.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be worse.
Well, tell me what this looks like. Tell me how you are like trying to get this going.
So it's me working. It's Beegax kind of still trying to maneuver the ship as he get hit by the concussive blast. It's like the ship rattles. Rough. And he'll touch he'll look at the Navi computer and he'll see the little map, the 1970s representation of what technology should look like map pop up. He sees the lines and he's like focusing on one. He's trying to punch in some equation here and probably like a misclick or something, and you hear the noise of the engine, the failure noise. And he's like, he'll have to restart the whole thing again, and he's gonna go on comms. Hold him off! I'll get us out of here.
Our camera cuts to the like circle, like the cylinder inside the gun turret, and you just see like a thumbs up like sticking out from Verse.
All right, let's try not to fuck this up.
I like fuck is now canon swears in our universe.
Shoot! Let's try not to criff this up.
There you go.
Nope, it stands. It stays.
It stands. Disney will never touch us now.
Barney is like doing a halo around your head, just like can't be on your back, but like trying to be as useful as possibly can, and making like stressed out droid noises.
Yes.
Oh no, is Barney our R2? Oh no.
So we are back at the top of the turn order. This ship is going to like come around, try and do another buzz on to you. You got a threat. Oh yes, I was gonna mention. I think like you remember in Solo when it's like, oh, we gotta get the right trajectory, or we won't make this jump. Like I think that's what Beegax is doing, like trying to line the ship up, and as well as trying to like navigate through asteroids as they come whipping by him and avoid this laser fire that's happening. Take 1 strain for your
Beegax
threat.
or the ship?
The ship. So these lasers come firing at you again. That is 7 damage.
God. 3, because we have armor. Oh boy, it's not looking great. Our strain and hull are at the same amount, 16.
Oh gosh, come on, Verse. You better hit this time, Verse.
Oh, we're gonna cut your pay. You don't hit this one, Verse.
No more drinks. It is to Verse. I'm assuming you want her just to do some gunning again. No, that is just a failure into advantages.
You're fired.
Well, I think what that is then is Verse is like firing these lasers, and it's like she's missed, and you can just see her gritting her teeth like Carabas, and then she calls down the corridor to LO, and she's like, I'm gonna line them up for you. I'm gonna try and get them in your path of fire. She's like like trying to get the laser to lead to LO, and the next PC can add a blue die to their next roll because of her advantages.
So nice.
So that is a PC slot.
I think you should take it, Alex, to get us out of here and use that blue die to our advantage.
Okay. No, the blue die is just for aiming at the little guy.
It's for anyone.
Right.
And the next PC.
Yeah, it's for anyone. It's for whoever the next PC slot is.
All right, well, we're going to try and jump one more time. Oreo, get off my desk, please. Sorry, thank you.
No, no.
He's like, fuck you. Okay. All right, so Beegax is like, all right, here we go. And he's going to try and do the coordinates again, clicking as many buttons as he can. Click, clack. Flipping a light side point.
Okay, you're flipping the light side point. I'm going to say there's still the black die. I'm not going to flip a dark side point, but the check, because of this failure and the things that are going on around you, the check is 1 more higher. So that is 4 purple die and a black die.
I only have 3 purples in my possession, Ian. But it's okay. I'll re-roll another one. Oh, okay. So 1 success, 1 threat.
So you are able to plot this course. Yes. If you can give me a successful piloting check on your next turn, you can jump away.
Okay. If we don't get blown up by this missile about to hit us.
It is an NPC slot. You just see the communique like furiously beeping, like trying to hail you over and over again. The big ship is now coming into range and close enough to fire up on you. I rolled a triumph, but I also rolled a failure. So it's a failure with a triumph.
That's a tricky one.
Yeah, that's tricky.
I would like to propose something.
Please.
He can't damage us outright, obviously, because he missed.
Yeah.
Right. But this is respect the crit, and regardless if it's the opponent or us, we have to respect the crit. I would suggest one of the cannons, one of the 2 guns is disabled from whatever he just did to us. But there's no like hull damage. Maybe we can do some amount of system strain, but one of the guns gets disabled.
I like that. I think that'll work. Yeah. One of the guns goes down. Let's call it Versa's gun. She's like, it overheats, and she's like, Darabas! Her gun goes out, and then it's these lasers from the ship that are firing off its forward mount and blasting out you, hitting against your shields, scattering laser and asteroids away, and now we are to a PC slot, which I think is you, Elo.
Elo is going to fire on this little ship again.
So 1 black die and 1 purple. I am going to flip a dark side point because I'm looking at 3 of them here, and we are going to upgrade that purple to a red. These guns, the gun system is linked in some way, so having one of them overheat and shut down is not good, so there's a chance of failure here.
3 successes, 2 threats.
Oh, nice. Okay. 6 damage plus 3, 9. Elo, tell us what it looks like when this ship explodes in front of your gun.
I think with Versa's assistance, pushing the little ship over into Elo's target, maybe the ship didn't even see it coming. Elo got them from behind because they were avoiding fire from somewhere else. And you just see it sort of like split this ship in twain. The lasers just like cutting it in half, and it just disperses in an explosion.
I love it. There's an anime flash
Yes.
Of light, and it like slowly splits in 2 as we see the silhouette, and then it like a bunch of like color flashes on the screen, and it like explodes all over the place.
Yes.
It is to an NPC.
You should hail him. Told you. And then just
I'm gonna.
bolt.
Yeah. As soon as we leave, if I get a success, I'll do it. But this guy's got these missiles or whatever he's hitting us with. They did like 9 damage. That's our 8. They can do 9 total.
Damn.
With 4 getting ignored. So that's already like that's
just
scary.
got the ship fixed.
Well,
That is just 2 successes.
oh, just 2 successes only.
That is going to be 8 damage.
4 because of armor.
Another missile shoots out, and you can see like this one. It does something that you notice, like the smaller ship that now has exploded. Like the missile flying at you, like ducks under and around it, and is able to like move around this basically and change its trajectory to come and slams into your shield, causing another like big shake as you all crash around from this concussive blast. All right, it is a PC slot. Well, it's Verse. I don't know if you want her to do anything.
She can try and repair the engine, right? Or she can do what she did that one time. Unless you want her to do something else, Jamie, because I don't know what else she can do.
I don't know what else she can do that would, help what we need right now anyway. I'd say we just... If she wants to try to repair the gun, sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she can. Yeah. She can try and do some emergency repair. That's something that can happen. That's 3 success. All right. Restore a point of hull trauma. So she's like trying to get the guns back online. Because of a triumph, I think the guns are still offline, but she's able to like get them to stop overheating, and that helps the ship sort of like even out and makes it a little bit more defensible. She also got 3 threat though, so I'm gonna figure out what to do with that. It is a PC slot.
If you don't mind, I'll take this one, Jamie.
Go for it.
Coordinates punched in. Beegax looks at the board, lights are green, goes to light speed.
These threats are just going to add a difficulty to this piloting check. And I'm going to flip another dark side point and upgrade. So that should be 3 purple, 1 red.
We are 2 light side, 1 dark side, and I'm going to use 1 also. I am the force. Oh, okay, that's not great. 1 advantage.
You can do 2 things here. Let me give you the options. You can recover a strain, and we'll figure out what narratively that is, or you can add a blue die to the next ally check.
I'll add a blue die to the next ally check, so that way Elo can take a shot at the big guy, scare him off, maybe.
Got it. Okay, so it is a PC slot. Elo, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna fire on the big boy.
Fire on this big boy.
And he's in close now, so it's just 1 purple.
It is 1 purple, and this has 2 black.
Oh, he's got shields.
2 successes, 2 threats, baby.
Oh, we just keep piling up
keep
threats
getting
today.
threats and threats and threats.
Tell me damage.
It's 6, and because of the 2 successes, it would be 8.
Now we're at the top of the order again. You guys are just flying through these asteroids like missing chunks of ice as Beegax is not only trying to avoid them and swerve out of their way, but also keep on this trajectory of this astrogation plan that he's navigated towards to the planet Scarif. If he could just get the chance to punch it, you could get out of here. But you have this enormous ship now following behind you, and it is going to fire its lasers at you again.
Yeah, we're in the red. We're barely skirting the red.
That's 1 success and 1 threat. That'll be 7 damage.
Holy hell, okay.
And whatever goes through your soak.
3, so we're at 10.
No!
This is the danger. I think this is the lowest we've ever been.
Oh my gosh. Maybe we can gain something back if Verse does the damage repair again.
She can't really do emergency repairs anymore, and the guns are offline. Okay, she pops up out of this thing, and she calls down into the cockpit. Beegax, she's like, guns busted. Let me try something. She runs up into the cockpit, and she like goes over to the co-pilot seat, and she's like, dip, 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 like hitting buttons. And she's like, I'm gonna try and turn the shields to our back here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Nice.
I could have totally done that at some point.
So now you have no shields in the back, and you have two shield on your back.
2 in the back, 0 in the front.
Yes, correct. Thank you. That is her turn. It is a PC slot.
Okay, I am flipping another light side point, so it's all dark side again. And by the wills of the Force, I am gonna get us out of here.
Okay, so you have the check is still hard. There's no longer 4. Just for fun, I'm gonna flip a dark side point for you.
Motherfucker.
So now you got 2 purple, 1 red.
1 red.
Yeah.
So we're basically almost equal. And any black for the asteroid field?
Yeah, let's add a black for difficult terrain.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, come on.
1 success, 1 threat. That's the grossest slash. The grossest roll I've ever seen.
Alex, I think you gotta take us out. Tell us how you get out of this asteroid field at light speed.
So, the ship is shaking. Things are falling apart. Panels get busted. Beegax is like, ha! Just like last time! And he's just like got that crazy madman face. Verse is typing on the thing, trying to realign the shields, and she'll look over to him, and he'll look right over there, and just, and he'll hit the hail button. As you hear all the, like, as he hits the hail button, I think the camera in the background, it's that filter where, like, things in the front are in focus, but things in the back are not. And in the back, there's that 1975 Vision of the Future panel that has a green line finally, like, lighting up. and he hits the hail button, and it's Dovrek. And it's his face, and he just looks at him and says, "This is fun, let's do it again!" And then he'll punch it, and we'll go into light speed.
Hell yeah. And we see, like, when you hail the Dovrek, like, you can see his face just, like, furious and angry, and the communication, like, fades away and glitches out as your ship, like, turns into light speed. LO, you see those lights, like, flying past you, knowing with confidence that, well, I guess not knowing with confidence, but knowing definitively that you are now in hyperspace on your way, and you blast off into Scarif. In the distance, the way jumps into hyperspace, and our camera pulls back, and we find ourselves on the bridge of this dented, ugly skip-ray blast boat. Dovrek Nemenox, a Devorian pirate, scowls as he watches the YT-2400 freighter disappear in a blur of light. A vein pulsing angrily on his forehead near the twisted horn jutting crookedly out away from his head, stretching his features into a painful-looking sneer. "Sith spit," he says through clenched teeth. He looks over at the floating wreckage of the last of his sleek gunships. Another loss to swallow. A voice behind him.
Captain?
One of his crew members approaches him cautiously. All eyes watching, all senses waiting. "Please. I'm thinking."
They got away.
"Yes. I saw."
We didn't get the cargo.
No. No, we did not.
So, what now?
I'm thinking.
He's not going to like this.
Dovrek draws a blaster and shoots the crew member in the chest. His body collapses, smoking with blaster burn, onto the floor of the bridge. The smell of burning flesh and ozone fills the air. "Does anyone else want to interrupt me while I'm thinking?" The crew is quiet, diverting their eyes. No? Okay. Dovrek closes his eyes and sighs heavily, putting a hand to the stretched skin around his temple. "I'm going to have to call him now. And I hate talking to that guy. He talks so slow. Every conversation is like 20 minutes long." "Everybody clear out. I need the room." The crew scrambles away to get out of sight of his anger and away from the crosshairs of his blaster. A few grab their fallen comrade and drag the smoking corpse out of the room. Dovrek calls after them. "And hey, I know we didn't get to board the ship or loot the ship or kill anyone, but good hustle out there. Good, solid hustle." With a metallic clunk, the door to the bridge closes and Dovrek is alone. With the bridge to himself, he approaches the communication terminal and signals a call. His face is washed in blue light as a hologram flickers and jitters to life, the shadows playing across his tortured-looking face. We hear the voice before we see its owner. Slow, low, and drawn out.
Dovrek, I hope you are calling me with good news. It would be a shame for both of us if you were bringing me bad news.
We cut around and see the holographic image of Zalto the Hutt, his thick, muscular body shimmering in blue light. "Yeah, slight problem. They got away, jumped to light speed before we could stop them. We could not get your cargo."
So, with all your firepower and all your boasting, you let them get away.
"They blew up another one of my ships.
You mean my ships.
I mean, your smugglers are a lot more capable than you told us they were. Possibly more capable than you thought. These are not like the other crews you sent out here. I thought you said they were just some desperate lowlifes.
And I thought you said you were the most dangerous pirate this end of the hiding way.
We are the ones out here taking a risk. And now, with Imperials swarming all over Socorro, every second out here hanging around for you puts us in danger. This deal is getting worse all the time.
Well, if you're not happy with our arrangement, perhaps it is time we renegotiate.
Zalto says renegotiate, but his eyes say anything but. We are still getting paid for this. On the other end of the call, Zalto takes a second and licks his fat lips.
This has all been very disappointing to hear. Let's table this. We'll talk about this again after I get my delivery.
Zalto ends the call, and the hologram warbles and then flickers out, leaving Devrek to stare at the empty space where the way used to be. A whole lot of nothing to remind him of his terrible failure. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crit, Empire's Edge. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by giving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It's a simple thing that will really help us grow the show, and we love to read your feedback. For more information about the show, visit @RespectTheCrit on Twitter and Instagram. Beegax is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find on Twitter @AEHerrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Elo is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find on Instagram @jamielee.bones. I'm Ian Duncan, your GM and MC, and you can find me @idunks on Twitter and Instagram. The original music featured in the show is provided with permissions by a variety of artists and are linked in the show notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to check out more of their work and tell them how much you like the show. The Star Wars role-playing system and books are published by Fantasy Flight Games. And remember, whatever the system, whether it's a miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you.
If you want good Latinx food, then you go to you gotta go to other parts. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go South Central. You gotta go to fucking Pico. You gotta go to even Deep Wilshire has some good stuff.
If it doesn't have soccer playing somewhere on a television,
there's no poster about something that happened in 1991 or 1985, 86.
If you're walking into a restaurant that has a salsa bar and like an indoor fountain somewhere, you're not getting the authentic experience.